Alright, so this is a 2018 Kawasaki Vulcan 900 Classic. I had to change the drive belt because it was bad. We won't go into that story. Anyways, to change the drive belt on these is a little bit of a pain in the butt. You have to split the frame. Yes, you have to split the frame. So you have to take everything apart, or a lot of things apart. It's not necessarily a super hard job. It's a little time consuming, a little bit of a pain in the butt. I said I got apart. I decided to make a quick video because I wanted to highlight a couple of things. There seems to be no actual video on splitting the frame on really changing these. There's one video, a guy kind of explains it, which is how I figured it out a little bit, and that was helpful, but I thought maybe I could make something that was a hair more helpful. So there's a bolt here, and there's a bolt here. This bolt right here is behind what will be your coolant reservoir. This bolt here, well, it should be easy to know what bolt that is if you have to do this and get into it. But you take the cover off and it's there. Anyways, they're decent sized bolts, so it's not like you can really miss them. I was trying to find one here.
Behind you.
So you can kind of see the size of them. I mean, you can see the bolt heads are a pretty good size. So the bolt head is on this side, which would be the left side of the bike if you're sitting on it, and then they have nuts on the other end, on the other side of the bike, which would be the right hand side if you're sitting on. But just anyways, to split it, you would pull those bolts after you jack up the bike with the jack. You must have it on jack. The other guy in his video said, and it's true, you definitely want two people to do this job. Obviously, you have to take the tire off. The easiest way to do all of this is to take off the exhaust, which is pretty simple to take off. Honestly, there's on where the pipes go into the engine. Each pipe has two nuts on it that come right off, and then on the back you have so this is your arm back here. This is on the right hand side of the bike if you're sitting on it. This is on the top. Two bolts. Down here is a couple of bolts right here. That pretty much, I believe, is all that will hold the exhaust on. So you take the exhaust off. But you take those bolts off that I talked about earlier, the long bolts, pull them out. You'll probably need something to tap on the end of the bolt, and then with a rubber mallet, I did, to tap them all the way out. But then that will loosen your, that basically splits your frame, and it loosens it all up. As you can see, I'm moving it. It allows it to pull back a bit. It doesn't pull all the way back and off. It doesn't technically split it all the way apart. It just loosens it. So you would have to actually, looks like you have to take off an entire shock if you want to totally take it apart. But you don't have to. You can see it loosens it. And then the belt. Let's see if we can get in here and get a dig here. So the part of the frame that's split is, let's see if I can get it. You can kind of see it moving there on the inside of the, you see it moving? That you have to get the belt through there. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You have to kind of have it on its side and just wiggle it, slide it. It's really tight fit, but it comes out and goes in. It's very tight fit. Careful you don't damage the belt, but it is a tight fit. There is also a spacer, and I tell you this because I found out the hard way. There is a spacer right here that goes inside this here. And if you're not careful, it will fall out while you're moving this piece around trying to get it lined back up to put your bolt in. It will fall out, and then you'll get it back together like I did and realize that there's a spacer sitting on your belt and have to take the damn thing all the way apart again. So make sure that spacer, I can't get it really to see, but the spacer, it's right here. Make sure that spacer is inside of here. It just goes right on the inside entry. Make sure that's in there, and before you put your bolt in, or you will tear it apart a second time, which I am doing, and that's why I'm making this video. And you will, I don't know if you'll be cussing, I don't know if you'll be frustrated, but nonetheless, it's not going to be the happiest moment of your life. So anyways, I know that's we're not super detailed here. Hopefully this video will help at least a few if you have to do it. Yeah.